What is up, React Gang family? So today I have a video close to my heart, and this involves Michael Jordan revenge. This dude's hilarious. So let's get to it.
Paul, are you okay? You should have left him on the street.
Paul, are you okay?
Get off me, man! Right out here, huh? The murder. Get him out of here! Get him out of here! Move out of here! Get him out of here! Get him out of here, brother!
You
Rocky V, Tommy Morrison.
Tommy Gunn
Won't
on
you
the
try
back of the
knocking
ring.
me down?
Get out of here.
My ring's outside.
That guy from Brave, Lionheart with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'm addicted to like 80s
There's
and
nothing
90s
like some
action
good old
films,
revenge.
especially
It
karate.
leaves you with a satisfying feeling like you're on top of the world. And Michael Jordan certainly
Damn
has
right.
had his fair share of that experience. When you tick him off or provoke him in any way, he turns psychotic.
not
Once
playing,
you poke
Doc.
the bear, it's too late. You better believe he's going after you.
I'm telling you, bro, teasing Michael Jordan is like waving a piece of salmon dipped in honey in front of a bear that hasn't eaten in like
So sit back
that's
and
fresh out of
relax
hibernation.
as we go through some of the best Michael Jordan revenge stories.
in Pelican Bay.
Contrary to popular belief, Jordan does have the ability to get along with his opponents. He didn't feel like being intense all the time. Playing golf was his go-to off-the-court activity and didn't mind if a player wanted to tag along. But that hospitality wasn't fooling Jeff Van Gundy. Van Gundy said that MJ would befriend his opponents,
protege.
making them think that he's a nice guy, just to gain a competitive advantage.
His way is to befriend them, to soften them up, make them feel like he cares about them, and then he goes out there and physically tries to destroy them.
And if Van Gundy thought that he could get away with that without any consequences, he was wrong. He made those
Wow.
comments the day before
Pretty much
his
calling
New
him
York
a con
Knicks
man,
were about
dude.
to play the Chicago Bulls. And the next morning, his quotes were all over the Chicago newspaper. And that's when Jordan saw what he said.
Wow.
And that only gave him extra motivation to go out there and destroy. It was
Dog,
January 21st,
Jeff Van Gundy
1997.
looks like a
Knicks
troubled
visiting
child.
Chicago.
That's what he
Once the
looks
ball
like
was thrown up in
straight
the air, it was time for some sweet revenge. Michael
Oh,
had a
man.
personal vendetta for Van Gundy.
Shot less
wow.
than 40%. Jordan gets his first of the night.
I think he felt he got pushed a little bit.
Lit him up.
Michael Jordan with the assist, and then he
It's a few days before his birthday.
over at the New York bench at Jeff Van Gundy. Fourth quarter,
his
1:10 to
birthday's in
go.
February.
Jordan in the post over Houston.
Ooh.
Jordan joying with Jeff Van Gundy.
Jordan was cursing at Jeff Van
Oh my
Gundy
God.
during the entire game.
He is
Jordan
lighting
with
them
49.
up.
Jordan now has 51. And he is screaming at Jeff Van Gundy.
MJ
fadeaway.
ended the game with 51
That fadeaway
points,
was
doing
unstoppable.
exactly what he planned to do. He was unstoppable, but he wasn't done yet. It was said that immediately
Oh my
after the
goodness.
game, he ran to find Jeff Van Gundy once again and continued to curse him out in the tunnel.
You can hear
Then
what he was
Van
saying.
Gundy tried to backtrack what he said during a post-game interview.
What's that now? I couldn't hear you.
Regret saying some of the things that
mad.
this week about Michael Jordan.
I didn't say anything this week about it.
What did you say to him after that last basket?
Some choice words.
Can you give us a clean version?
Now, you would think that George Karl would learn from Van Gundy's mistake, considering
Really?
this matchup was only 1 week after that Knicks game.
You know, a few weeks ago, Nick coach Jeff Van Gundy, in
This
effect,
is
called
why
Michael
it
Jordan
is.
a con man. He reacted with a
Future
51-point
words.
game. Well, this week, as you've seen in the pregame, George Karl
Oh, my
said
God.
Michael Jordan was playing as if he didn't want to get hurt. I asked Michael about that, and he said George Karl is just playing mind games.
Okay,
As you just
I have to
heard right
apologize.
there,
Like I know I
earlier
said
that
that,
week,
like
as George Karl's
when I
Supersonics were
watch a
getting
video,
ready to
I try
face
to
the
make it the
Bulls,
first time,
he
but
said
I've seen
that
this
Michael
so many
Jordan
times.
basically became a
And,
jump
yeah.
shooter in order to avoid getting hurt while driving to the hoop. And he went on to say that Jordan changed his game because he could no longer fly to the basket for dunks, and that he was holding back in order to protect himself in the later stages of his career. The air has gone out of Jordan's game,
Wow.
and Michael did not hesitate to quickly respond. Quote, "I'm not scared to go anywhere on the court. When teams give me the jump shot, I'll take it. if they take away the lanes, I'll go for the jump shot. And Ron Harper had some advice for Carl. If I was Coach Carl, I'd be quiet. To say anything about Michael's game is ridiculous. Even though Michael did get his point across verbally, you know he wasn't finished with George Karl yet. It was February 1st, 1997, about 8 months after the Bulls defeated Seattle in the '96 finals. And right out of the gate, instead of falling for the trap and driving to the basket like Coach Karl wanted, Jordan did the exact thing Karl was talking about: shoot multiple jump shots. MJ was on fire, even shooting a half-court shot right in front of George Karl.
Across the midcourt line. Michael Jordan from midcourt.
Such an amazing distance. I think George Karl would have rather seen him drive to the basket than take that jump shot.
Jordan continued to dominate with his jump shot all night long, making Coach Karl feel stupid for ever opening his mouth.
Coach Karl had made the comments that Michael Jordan
was
may be becoming too much of a jump shooter. Well, here's a jump shot on a little hesitation move over Hersey Hawkins, and
in
just
your
a
face.
little look over towards the bench and backing up to say, there's your jump shot.
In order to just find anything that will fuel him, you're probably in trouble.
Curried that
you see,
mug.
Coach Calipari didn't necessarily do
Imagine if he
anything
did that in
wrong
front of
in
Del
this
Curry.
particular instance. He didn't
Steph's
say a
father.
single word to or about Jordan, but he didn't have to. It was just the way he coached
Steph Curry's
that
full
rubbed
name is
Jordan the
Wardell
wrong
Steph
way.
Curry.
Michael said he found it very
that.
annoying that John Calipari
Look
was
at
always
that.
screaming towards his players at the top
Over
of
the
his
Hawks.
lungs,
Hershey
running up
Hawkins,
and
I
down the
remember
court.
him.
He thought he was overdoing it with his sideline antics and said that he doesn't know how the Nets players deal with him. Well, it looked like
Good
Jordan
grief.
found his reason
It's like
to go ahead and torch
pinpoint
them.
accuracy.
He went with it and never looked back.
And here's Jordan left open for the three, and he's got it. Michael Jordan.
He has been a potent weapon for the Bulls against the Nets this year. Jordan working against Kittles. Gets Kittles in the air, and Jordan hits. Patented Michael J. 4 fouls. Jordan coming around a Rodman screen hits. Michael Jordan now with 36 points. He's hardly missed from the field.
Major striking distance here, and like we say, they play in peaks and valleys.
Michael Jordan with a very difficult shot. Falling away toward the baseline.
Michael finished off the Nets with 38 points, and later, after the game, John Calipari said this about Jordan's death stare, quote, "I didn't stare back. There is one thing I would never do as a coach. Say
John
anything
Calipari.
to Michael Jordan. Not one word. If he wants to stare at me, I'm not going to say anything to him."
Wow.
Man, no matter what you do, you're never really safe. But this next player was literally asking for it. It was 1994, during Michael Jordan's baseball days. Brian Russell, who was a member of the Utah Jazz, was preparing to play Chicago in an upcoming game. So the night before, he went to go work out, and that's when he saw Michael Jordan with his baseball
This nigga's
trainer and
crazy.
thought it was
He's
the
a pure
perfect
maniac.
opportunity to introduce himself. So he went up to MJ and said, "Why'd you quit? Why did you retire? I really wanted to get the chance to guard you and defend you, because I know I can stop you."
Dumbass motherfucker.
And Jordan just
Like
laughed it
nobody
off
is-
and
there's
acted
no
like
freedom.
he wasn't even bothered. But we all know Michael made sure to remember what he said.
Look at how crazy
now
Michael's-
fast
look,
forward
look,
to
look,
1996.
look.
Jordan was back in the league, and when he played
Look
Utah,
at his face.
he was well aware that Russell would be there. And right before the jump ball, he turned to
Look at
Russell
this
and
nigga.
said, "Remember back in
You got that
94?
death
You're
stare,
about to
bro.
get your chance."
Oh, what a move by
Little right, little left. What a
at-
show, and they
that's
love it here in
terrifying.
Utah.
Watch Michael's move.
Watch this.
To have
Whoop.
that much
Where'd he
power
go?
in an industry is so...
Poor Brian Russell,
I don't
that
even
broke his
describe
ankles.
it, bro.
And ever since,
The guy
Brian
was
Russell had a huge
terrified of
bullseye
Michael.
on his back.
Michael
as
was
MJ
just
made an effort to
giving him
go
the
after
death stare,
him every
and
single
the guy
time
would
they
not
played each
look
other.
at Mike
now,
at all.
fast forward again
And
a
it
couple
still
years
didn't
later,
help him, bro.
Jordan could
That's
practically
crazy.
taste his sixth
Oh, my
championship
goodness.
as he would get a chance to take the lead
Oh,
after stripping the
torching.
ball from Malone. And would you look
Oh,
at
my
that,
goodness.
Michael couldn't ask for a better guy to guard him. Russell claimed that
Kerry
Jordan
Kittles.
obviously pushed off.
Dang, I remember Kerry Kittles.
But at
Bro,
the end of the
okay,
day,
I actually
there was
watched
nothing
that.
he could
I don't
do
watch
about
a lot of the draft
Many
picks,
years
but I watched
later,
the
at
draft
the
pick.
tail end
That's
of
Kerry
MJ's
Kittles,
Hall of
Marcus
Fame
Camby,
speech, he talked
and I
a
think
little
Allen
bit
Iverson
about
was that year
Brian
too.
Russell
Ray
and said
Allen,
this.
Stephon
I relish
Marbury.
on that point, and from this day forward, if I ever see him in shorts, I'm coming at him.
No, I watched that one, and I watched the following year too, because the following year was like Antoine Jameson, Vince Carter,
how's it
and
going for you?
the one name I do remember, which is so random, from the '96 draft, is Tony Delk. He was 0-0 on the Celtics at one point, and I don't know whatever happened. I
Okay,
need to look
last
him up,
one.
see what's going on with
When
him.
MJ
I'm sure he's
arrived on the
retired
scene,
now.
he was like nothing we've ever seen before. He
Wow.
had stardom written
Right at
all
the shot
over
clock.
him and effortlessly made the All-Star team as
Look
a
at him.
rookie. But
Look at
what
him.
was supposed
Just
to be a
chilling. He's
special
like,
night for the
I'ma
young
take your
kid
team
turned
out,
out
boy.
to be ruined by
No
what is now
Vaseline.
known as the
Oh
infamous
my
freeze
God.
out. It's been said that allegedly Isaiah Thomas came up with a plan
Yo,
to not pass Jordan the ball
Michael Jordan
on
was
purpose
so good it was
and
spiritual.
convinced all
That-
the
that's
other
the- that's-
players
that's
to
all
do
I
the
can say.
same, which seemed to have actually worked, considering Jordan only scored 7 points for the whole night. Some people say that everyone was jealous by all the attention MJ was getting, and they found him
I'm
very
not gonna say
arrogant.
anything.
And others say it was because MJ was more beloved in the city of Chicago than Isaiah was,
Brian Russell,
who
I
is
think?
a Chicago native. Either
Yeah.
way, they did not want Jordan to be the star of the All-Star game. And it looked like
guy
Jordan took it
such a
personal
duck.
because just 2 nights later, the Chicago Bulls' very first opponent after the All-Star break was the Detroit
To say some
Pistons.
dumb
And
shit.
Michael absolutely went off, putting up 49 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists. And from there on out, Michael played possessed
duck.
whenever he faced Detroit, forming a rivalry. But Jordan and the
Duck.
Bulls kept coming up short in the playoffs. They just couldn't seem to get past the
He held on
Pistons
to that.
until finally, in 1991, they swept them, causing Isaiah and the rest of the team to walk off without shaking hands. And MJ took that as a slap to the face. And a few months later, Isaiah would learn to regret that decision. In the summer of 1991, the members of the USA Basketball Committee took note
Good
and remembered
night.
the unsportsmanlike move Isaiah did and decided to leave him
Get
off
off me,
of the
dog.
1992 Olympic team, now known as the Dream Team. At first, many were confused
playing no
about that
games.
decision, but then it all started to make sense. Because it was rumored that Michael orchestrated the whole thing by saying that he would only play on the team if Isaiah was not on the team, getting some sweet revenge with his own little freeze-out. Alright guys, I know there are several more Michael Jordan revenge stories
That
out there,
iconic shot.
but this is where I'm gonna end the video. So make sure to comment down below what your favorite one was, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
That was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah. He was possessed, man. Michael Jordan was a maniac. The guy, yeah, I don't know what else to say. He was a maniac, man. You know? Let me know in the comments below what you think about this Jordan revenge video. If you like sports videos, like highlights and things like that, you want to see me react to them, or if you want to see me react to, like, you know, any corny movies or anything like that, or good movies, it doesn't matter. But let me know in the comments below. Yeah, if you like the video, hit a like, and if you like reaction videos and things like that, consider subscribing. And yes, if you want to start your own YouTube channel, I would say use TubeBuddy. It is a plugin for your YouTube browser, and it'll help you basically build your YouTube channel. It is a great tool. It's probably how you found me, because it helps with, like, you know, A/B testing with the thumbnail and SEO and keyword research and organizing your YouTube channel and things like that. It's great. Also, if you like my setup here, I will have the link in the description for all the equipment that I'm using. You know, I have this camera, microphone, and lights and stuff like that. It is, and I'll even have the headphones in there too, because those are pretty good gaming headphones. And yeah, so other than that, thank you for watching, and deuces.